guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Nandini and I am a rising junior. I can't believe I just said that. I'm a rising junior studying dramatic writing and journalism at New York University. I've been in college for about 2 years now, and it's with great certainty that I can say that managing all your academics and maintaining a high GPA, along with balancing all your extracurriculars, side hustles, internships, all of that jazz, can be an extremely stressful and difficult thing to do. In my 4 semesters at NYU, I have been a full-time student in which I have taken a total of 16 credits split between 4 courses each semester at NYU. All of these courses can either relate to my 2 majors, or they can be electives, or they can be a part of something known as the core curriculum, which is basically a set of mandatory courses that every student at the College of Art and Sciences, which is the college I'm at NYU, is supposed to take during their 4 years here. While completing all this coursework and maintaining a high GPA, I have also written and published a novel. I currently work for Washington Square News, which is NYU's sort of main independent newspaper. I also have, internships at media outlets, and I also do content creation online. So suffice to say, if you're in my position who's trying to manage all this academic work and other work outside of school, I got you. I have created a list of the best and strong tips that I have used over the years that have helped me complete all my work and do it well, and also live like a normal human being who does not pull all-nighters all the time. Because if you've been watching my channel, you will pretty much be aware of the fact that I'm against all-nighters. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first tip is to learn to say no to things. Now, this is a tip that I would usually end my videos by because it's a nice general, well-rounded thing to say to people. But in fact, I'm going to start this video with this tip right here because I think it's the most important one and it forms the foundation of everything else that I'm going to give. I know it's a very cliche thing to say that, learn to say no to things, whatever. But it's actually very important that you learn to say no to projects. Someone is always gonna want something from you. If not, you always think that any project that you take on is anyways gonna help you in the long run and it's gonna help build your resume. But in my experience, it's actually better to say yes to projects that you actually like and are passionate about, and you completely devote yourselves to them instead of giving your 20% to an overload of projects. It's okay to try different things and see where your interests match and to experience new things. But it's also okay to say no to projects where you feel like you don't fit there anymore, or it's just not for you anymore, or you're burnt out or exhausted by it. The easiest way to know if a project is for you is to just think about a project and try working on it for a couple of days or weeks. If you feel like it's giving you fulfillment and it's joyful to work on, then continue on with it. But if you feel that if it's very burdensome, then it's time to move on. The second tip is to try to time block your projects. Now, you might have heard of people time blocking their day so that each day they know at what hour they're doing what projects. Now, I'm not a big fan of time blocking my day unless it's for writing down times for mandatory meetings or classes that I want to attend at my university. However, I am a big fan of time blocking my projects, which basically means dividing and categorizing my projects into different chunks or months of the year. So I can give you an example to try and explain things better. During a usual typical semester at NYU, I obviously focus on academics, but I also try to write my novels, which you can count as a side project. Another thing I do during this time is work for my school newspaper, as I mentioned during the intro of this video. Because I already have all of this going on, I try to focus on internships only during the summer or sometimes the winter months. This is how I try to experience different things and take off all those things that I need to get done for my resume or whatever by focusing them on different months of the year. So if you're in a similar position as I am, you can try out different projects and then see which you want to prioritize now and which you can maybe pursue in the future. Tip number 3 is to manage long-term versus short-term projects. A long-term projects can be, for instance, writing a novel. Writing a novel takes a lot of time, dedication, patience, care, and it's just not something that you can finish off in a month. Writing an article, on the other hand, also takes a lot of time and patience, But comparatively, it's significantly much faster, so you can count that one as a short-term project. So short-term projects are all about the now. You need to get them done by a given amount of time, and the due date is probably really fast approaching. So you should put in all your time and effort and energy into finishing off and ticking off that short-term project. However, that totally does not mean that you just sideline or drop out of or forget your long-term project. You should build a system in which you can dedicate a few minutes, a few hours of each day or whatever suits your schedule to that long-term project so that you simply don't forget about it and then everything builds up in the future. I can give you another example for this. When I was writing my novel, Daughter of the Night, I wrote most of it in chunks on different days of the week. I did not just write it for like straight 1 month, 8 hours a day, and then finish it off. That was not the technique I used, at least. And because of this, I was also able to focus on my academics and other short-term activities going on at the same time. This worked for me, and it totally might not work for you because everybody works differently. But I think one thing that you can take away from this tip is that consistency matters. Working consistently, even if it's in small chunks like I do, it all adds up over time, and something produced is much better than nothing produced at all. Tip 4. Time management rules. I think this is one of my most favorite tips to give ever because I speak about it all the time. Managing your time is a skill that everybody should learn because it literally saves you, and it's something you can build and build on in the future like I am too. It's very important that when you're working, you're just working and not screwing around wasting time. It's important to be efficient and effective to actually get work done and produce like a quality output or a quality product. And I have made a bunch of videos on time management on this YouTube channel, so feel free to check them out if you want any more detailed advice. In this video, I'm just going to say 3 important things. The first is to use sticky notes. What I like to do with them is I write down all my short-term and long-term projects and goals on them, and I stick them up in front of me on like a wall or blackboard or anything like that so that I can look at them at least once a day, if not multiple times during a day, so that they're always running on my mind and I don't forget about something or sideline something or anything like that. The second thing I like to do is use Google Calendar. On Google Calendar, I write down all my project deadlines so that I can visually map out and see how much time I have to finish before something I do. The third thing I like to do is have a daily planner. A daily planner is really helpful because it helps you break down those bigger goals that you want to achieve into smaller tasks that can be manageably finished on a given day. Remember that it's always very easy to get scared of that big daunting project that you haven't started, but it's much easier once you start working on it slowly, and then you get into the swing of things and you realize that it's not that bad after all. Tip 5 and the last tip is to take breaks. It sounds very ironic, take a break, but it's very important because if you're just going to slog and slog, you're actually drastically going to reduce your efficiency and productivity, which will hinder the output or whatever product or project you're working towards. You can take small breaks during the day, or you can take like a weekend or a couple of days off. It really depends on what you need, what your body needs, and you understand your needs better than anyone else does. In some cases, it's going to be really hard to find like, an elongated period of rest, but it's important that you find those small moments in a day, 15 minutes, half an hour to an hour, whatever you need to spend time with your family, to spend time with your friends or yourself. Go on a walk, listen to that podcast that you've been wanting to listen to, watch your favorite show, listen to music, do anything that gets you out of the work zone all the time, because sometimes that actually is the most productive thing that you can do. I hope these tips helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This video was actually requested by one of you guys, and that's why I decided to make it. So it's always helpful if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'll be sure to reply, and if you want particular kind of videos in the future, you can always let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram because I post like way more stuff over there and I'm just more consistent there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!